Hello guys, so I wanted to just reach out and say thank you to all my new subscribers. Some of you subscribers have been with me for a long time since I started my debt-free process and my building wealth process. I want to say thank you. Today's video you're going to hear me talk about a zero-based budget, how I use a zero-based budget to win at money. Have you guys ever thought about a dollar as a soldier? Learn about how I use every dollar as a soldier, how I viewed him as a soldier in my mind to win at money. Take care, guys, and good luck to you. Thank you. What's going on, Kminustwos? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're doing well. In today's video, guys, we're going to talk about, one of my subscribers asked me on Instagram about how I got out of debt using the budget I use and what kind of budget did I use, right? So we're going to talk about that. If you're new to the channel, you think this information can help you or someone you know, don't be hesitant to share this information. They may use this information to get out of debt and build wealth like I did, okay? Like and subscribe to the channel, guys. So before I talk to you guys about what I did to get out of debt and build wealth, guys, I want to share with you a couple things. Some of you guys may use information that I'm getting ready to share with you on your debt-free journey. You may use the same template on your budget planning as far as you getting out of debt and you building wealth, right? So a budget, guys, can be used whenever you want. This is up to you how you want to use it, right? Weekly, you want to use it bi-weekly, every 2 weeks, every month, once a month. So there's no set in stone time or time frame you can use a budget, right? Whatever helps you out going forward, that's what you do, right? This is your template. This is your master plan, right? No one else's. And guys, personal finances is just what it is. It's personal. Your situation is going to be different than mine. Mine's going to be different than yours, okay? It's personal. So what that means, guys, is also that not all of you are just going to jump to, I'm going to get out of debt right now, okay? I'm going to use a budget right now, right? It's all going to be different for all of you, and we're all different, right? So not everybody's going to be come to a realization that we're going to be doing a budget all at the same time, right? And what that means is that not everybody going to understand the power of what a budget can do for you, right? I had to come to that realization myself, guys. I had to come to a realization that the budget was going to be my fuel to power my journey, okay? It was going to be my blueprint to success, all right? I had to come to that realization, right? But we all come to it differently, right? It took me the twists and turns and ups and downs to get to that point in my life, right? Right? I wasted time initially just getting to that point, to understanding how powerful a budget was, okay? So I want to tell you guys that before I start. And I also had to realize, guys, that knowing this information, knowing how powerful a budget was going to be in my journey, how the blueprint of a budget was going to be my fuel to my success, I had to understand some things I need to do. I had to have space, quiet space, so I can sit back and analyze and think to myself. I couldn't have TVs going in the background, radios and podcasts and this and that and the other. Listen to a YouTube channel where I'm trying to study my what I had going on, right? I had to have complete quiet. You guys might be different from me, but I'm telling you what I did. I had to have complete quiet. When I first started out, I had to focus. But once I got into that frame of mind and in that space, it was on from there. And another thing too, guys, and that I had to realize is that I need to, before I even sat down and start my budget, I needed to understand the needs and wants, right? List, right? Because sometimes I think you guys understand this too. A lot of times we get needs and wants confused, right? I know I had to really concentrate on that and have a list before I even started my budget. Have my list of needs, what I really needed, and some of my wants on that list as well. That way, when I'm doing my budget, I can refer back to my needs and want list and go, okay, this is important, this is not important, all right? Because when you first start your budget, you got to be gazelle intense. You got to go all out, okay? Because this is a number of battles, guys, within your war, all right? Getting out of debt is the end of the war, okay? But between that time and in that time, you're going to be facing a lot of battles, okay? So you need to have in your mindset a list of needs and wants. Okay, so when I first started my debt-free journey, my budget journey, I analyzed my paychecks. I got my paychecks out. I had 2 jobs. I analyzed my paychecks out. I added up, okay, how much was my taxes coming out? It was about 18%, 18 to 20% throughout my journey. I analyzed that. Okay, I'll go, okay, that's taxes. Okay, so I'm gonna analyze my debt-free journey on my budget. And within my budget, I'm gonna do after taxes, right? Not just on my gross, I'm gonna analyze net, right? So I went off my net, right? And I knew that my 4 walls was gonna be important to me as well. My 4 walls: transportation, food, clothing or utilities, and my rent. Also that in your transportation, your insurance for your car is included. As far as your rent, your rental insurance is part of that as well. Okay, so I had to understand those things. Up to about 50% of my net income went to those things, guys. Okay, and I tried to, as much as I could, keep at that point because I knew I had to focus on my debt. Okay, now understanding this as well, and this is why the needs and wants list that I told you guys about becomes very important, because you really need to hone in on what's important in those 4 walls. Okay, I couldn't be going out getting extra boxes of cereal. Okay, I couldn't go out and buy Jordans at the time, right? I needed some shoes, but I just can't go out and buy Jordans. Okay, these reasons why it's important to understand what needs and wants are. Okay, these are those reasons right there. Okay, you have to focus on the things you do need for your household. Okay, so now getting to my debt, I started out, I wanted to go all out. When I first started, there was a credit card that I wanted to pay off, right? So I jumped in and paid that thing off in a short period of time, maybe a couple weeks. I just jumped I think it took about maybe 2 paychecks, right? Maybe a month. I got it taken care of. I think it was $750. I jumped in and just took care of it, right? Now, on my debt-free journey, man, it didn't go like I wanted to. I was ups and down, right? It wasn't perfect for me, guys. It was not perfect at all. I wanted to get to my debt so fast is that I didn't put a big emergency fund in place, right? And then, so when I first started out, my Cadillac converter went out in my car, and I had to pay for that. So my Cadillac converter goes out, I had to pay for that. I didn't have enough money in my emergency fund, so that kind of held back my debt process. So I had to go back and replenish that, put money in that, pay off that car repair, and then restart my debt snowball. And that's what I use, guys. I use the debt snowball method. So when I got myself up to par, I paid off my smallest debts first, paid those off. Within about 2.5, 3 months in, I was gaining confidence because I was making some things happen. I started building momentum, right? Momentum started building up. My chest started sticking out, guys. I started getting confident in what I can pay off. My debt-free journey was rolling, right? And I just went from there, smallest to largest debt. So when you pay off when I was paying off my debt, when I paid it off, I took the money I was paying into that and added up. I applied all that money onto the next debt and applied all that money that debt was paid off. Let's say the next debt was $1,500. I took that money I was paying on my other small debt, took the money I was paying on my $1,500 debt, added those up, and just kept snowballing. It just kept snowballing to my next debt. It kept bigger and bigger and bigger. I just kept, all the money I was making, I kept adding them all up and paying off my next biggest debt. And that's how I got going. And that's how my confidence got going, guys. And it just went from there, man. So I was paying, guys, up to, I think at the end I analyzed that I was paying 45% of my rest of my income toward my debt. I always left some money to give. Either I was giving with my time or a little bit of money I did have left over. And that keeps you going, guys. It's just like my gratitude journal I keep now. That's all the same process. You need to train your brain to think differently. And that's gonna, you guys be surprised. That's gonna recharge you, giving to someone else or giving to an organization, or keeping it in the same light, keeping a gratitude journal, because that's gonna keep you grounded. That's gonna keep you focused on what's important out here, right? Understanding, and that's gonna keep you understanding that money. It's not all about the money. It's about what money can do for us, right? That's what I need to understand, guys. I need to understand. I learned that money was a tool in my process to get me where I wanted to go, because I wanted to get debt free so I can get back, show my mom, my family that I can do this, show myself I can do this, to be at a point in my life where I can be free and travel without worry about things, without being stressed out with debt collectors calling me, asking for money and things of that nature, right? And that's another thing. When I first started out, I had people calling me for money. Going back to your 4 walls, guys, that's the most important thing, is you, okay? Now, the debt collectors, they can wait. You got to bring those 4 walls up to par. I would tell you guys that if you are behind on your 4 walls, get those up to par first before you start your journey, right? Before you start your budget journey, because it's hard to focus when you can't get to work, right, on your debt-free journey and build momentum that way. It's hard to focus when you are hungry. You got to have food in the house. It's hard to focus and read about getting out of debt and learning when you had no lights in the house, right? You got to pay your utilities. And it's hard to focus. It's hard to build momentum when you ain't got no place to stay. Focus on, you put all your energy on trying to find a place. So those 4 walls are very important. But anyway, guys, so that's what I did, man, getting out of debt. Now, at one point, I had to establish a sinking fund, right? You guys know what that is. So a couple videos I did ago, I did some talk on a sinking fund. A sinking fund is you want to put money away because you got something coming up. A car repair, you want to upgrade in car. You got birthdays coming up. You got Christmas comes up, once a year. So you got things that's going, that's going to happen. Establish a sinking fund for yourself. And when I first started out, that I recommend for you guys is have envelopes set up, right? Have envelopes for your 4 walls, transportation, food, utilities, your clothing, or on a combination of all that, right? Your rent, your mortgage. Have envelopes for all that, right? And your sinking fund as well. Okay. So at one point, I had to take off what I was paying on my debt to establish my sinking fund, right, for car repairs and things of that nature. So that's what I did as well. But in the end, I averaged about 45% going to my debt, and I became debt free in 3.5 years. And when I went back and analyzed, guys, I could have got debt free in 2 years if I would have had the intensity I had at the end. Okay, so that's how I got out of debt, man. And the other question the guy asked me is, did I do any investing? I did not do any investing, guys, at all. No investing when I was going through my debt-free journey. All right, I just powered through. Okay, I think it's important, man. We struggle with money in this country so much, and I think it's important that we can't get ourselves distracted. We can't get ourselves on too many multitaskings when we're trying to get out of debt. We all our focus need to be on that getting out of debt war, okay? Because it is a war, guys. And I think that focusing on putting money away, investing, it can kind of take us away from that a little bit. I know how important investing is. I'm doing it now. Yes, it is important, guys, but I think we need to put our focus on getting out of debt. You got plenty of time to invest. And I am talking to you 40, 50 years olds as well. Yes, you do have plenty of time to invest. Just focus on your getting out of debt, okay? You can take that money you're putting away on your getting out of debt journey to putting money into your retirement funds, investment funds, and things of that nature down the road, okay? So that's how I did it, guys. If you have any more questions, get at me, let me know. Hope you're doing well. If you're new to the channel, like and subscribe, share this information with somebody else that may need it. Hey, you guys are started your journey right now. Keep at it. Go at it, man. Don't stop, okay? We've come too far to forget who we are. Take it to another level. Raise the bar. Only then can we toast to ancestor stars. Peace.